we've got to talk about the bad side of goalkeeping.
This is why I'm here.
Yeah.
We always get wheeled out with the bad moments. Wasn't Trafford brilliant at the start?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a big moment in the game that we didn't realise it after 6 minutes, but it's fantastic. Now you can carry on with the bad stuff.
We want to talk all the positives. Unfortunately, not that way, because Kepa, he got the yellow card. He had that dodgy moment.
Should have been sent
but
off.
It was,
should have been sent off. If Doku goes down, he gets sent off.
Yeah, here's a look at the yellow card, by the way. Let's start with that. What did you think, Rob?
These are the difficult ones for a goalkeeper that doesn't play a lot. It's the moments of decision on balls over the top and crosses. And you're having to negotiate where one player is, where the defender is, where the attacker is. And it's that space, the ball travelling over a long distance of time, the bounce of the ball, everything makes it that bit harder when you haven't been playing a lot. He got spared there, didn't he? You felt like that was the best case scenario, receiving a yellow card.
Right here. If Doku goes down there, I think he's cooked.
And he goes back round again after, so very fortunate to stay on.
Yeah, it was fortunate, but that and the fact that he was right by the touchline saved him.
That's fair.
Do you think there's a chance that might have knocked his confidence a bit? Because here is the goal that he did concede, and this is a bit of a look-away moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wave after wave of attack, and he's desperate to take the pressure off, and he's thinking, I want to catch the ball. And you see that the lack of pace on the ball, it's not fired across. It was fired across a bit harder. He'd think, I'm just going to get a touch on it, get a nick on it. But it's a fraction. You're talking millimetres too high for him to catch it. And really, you're thinking, just get a touch on it, help it on its way. He doesn't know what's behind him because of his positioning. He's square on. Therefore, he can't see behind him. And in this moment here, he's thinking, catch, 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 when it should be just flick it on.
There was another word he was going to use. It wasn't. It started with a C there.
Another goalkeeper.
No, goalkeepers union.
Perfect timing.
Are we going to explain?
I've just
Have you? Okay.
dug him out
so
of a
don't
hole.
ask me about it then.
Peter, what were your thoughts? Did you think it was a red card, by the way? We were just looking at the yellow card incident for Kepa. Did you think it was
Did he
a
get a yellow card? No, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that the referee did wrong there was he jumped the gun a little bit. He should have let it play. I don't think it was a red card. The yellow card, yes, but he should have let it play out a little bit because Kepa was out of position. Doku had the ball, he turned in, and then he stopped the game. But apart from that...
But you're talking big moments. Wembley is all about big moments.
Absolutely.
Trafford had his big moment and nailed it. Kepa had his big moment and it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Kepa's been there 5 times before with Chelsea, and he's never won. So, you know, it's a little bit... it's a little bit sad.
Can I ask you two guys, if you're Raya now, you know you're number one, you want to be in these moments, right? How hard is it to sit back and kind of console the number 2 at this moment when you probably think you want to play?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's a tough one as a number 1. You have that relationship, that communication. But on the flip side, if you're Kepa, I don't think you'd come if you weren't playing in the cup games. And so you have that understanding at the start of the season to say, look, you are the cup keeper. He was the most expensive goalkeeper in the world at one point. He was one that everyone thought was going to be fantastic. So in his own right, he has that area to be on the pitch for today. He's earned that. Let go and do it.
So you think still the right decision to, hindsight's easy, but at the beginning the right decision.
Because so just imagine that you get to the Champions League final, for instance, and Raya gets injured after 10 minutes. Then you have to play a goalkeeper who's not played all game, all season, if he doesn't play the cup games. I think you stick by that. It's a nice bit of loyalty that's still left with some managers in football, and I like that. There's not a lot of loyalty in football anymore.
No.
So I like that a lot. I don't think, to be honest, I know probably the tipping point is that small mistake and it gets a goal. I don't think that's why Arsenal's not winning today. Man City came out as a different team in the second half, and they played extremely well and played Arsenal extremely well, and Arsenal didn't have an answer to it. And I think it's because of the way they play. They're too instructed.
How psychologically, how difficult is it to pick yourself up, especially because you don't have a game for 2 weeks now? You want a game the next day, really, don't you, as quickly as possible?
Exactly, and we had Pep over there with Villa playing, and he said it was just the best feeling. We're going on international break and we won this game. So that's the opposite for Arsenal. You lose this game, we were between the Arsenal fans here, right? And they're all talking about quadruples and winning everything, and they didn't.
It went quiet quick, didn't it? It went very quiet, very quick.
They're not going to do that. And the players they have now 2 weeks, I think it's 2 weeks before the next, which is an FA Cup game, and then, you know, they go back into the league. That's a long time to having, you know, you want to get out the next day and win.
So you're saying this break is a bad thing, really, for Arsenal?
Well, they've all of them are going on international duty, so there is something positive about that. But you know, the momentum you have, which Arsenal's had in the league. They've won games they shouldn't win. They've won it very late. You know, all of that momentum is how you win tournaments. That's gone now. They have to restart when they come back, and it's an FA Cup game to start with. So, you know.
Mikel, condolences. When we spoke after, of course, qualifying for the quarterfinals of the Champions League, you said that you believed you could win today. I think there was a lot of belief amongst the Arsenal fan base too, especially given the form in which Manchester City arrived. What was the biggest difference for you between the two sides in that match today?
Well, first of all, congratulate Manchester City. I think they were two very different halves. The first one, which I think we were the better team and have the biggest opportunity to change the course of the game. And at that level, you have to make that happen. And in the second half, we had some issues in the first 15, 20 minutes to get out of our block, to manage the ball much better, especially in our own half. And yeah, without them really creating any chances. The first one, we concede a goal that is very unexpected. 3 minutes later, they score another one, 2 shots, 2 goals. Yeah. And then we throw everything at them to try to come back in the game, and we couldn't. So really sad, especially for the players, because I know how much they want it, and especially for all our people, that they were really, really keen to help to win the trophy with us today.
Speaking of that first goal and it being unexpected, I think the team selection had fans a bit divided. You went for Kepa in the end. What was the reason behind that?
Well, he's played every game in the competition. He's been excellent for us, and I think he fully deserves to maintain his place and do what he's done all season.
Oh, really tough pill to swallow for Mikel Arteta. I suppose if we're looking at it, Troy, glass half full, the 2 trophies that they do want most are still in play.
Yeah, but this was a big psychological moment. I think, I'll be honest, listen to that. A little bit disappointed with Mikel Arteta there. I think he's trying to convince himself. They didn't throw everything at this Man City team. There's no real chances. Obviously, Calafiori hits the post. Other than that second half, I can't really think of anything. He'll be disappointed, and the international break will hurt him the most, because he'll watch that game 4, 5, 6 times now, trying to break it down. I was a little bit disappointed in that, but there's so much more for Arsenal to be happy about.
They're fixing the pitch where Trossard and Saka were standing. They made a hole like this, 2 feet. They gotta with the pitchfork right now. What did they throw? They didn't throw anything. We were here for 90 minutes. We didn't see enough.
Yeah. Definitely didn't see enough. I agree with that. And I just felt that watching that entire game, never saw Arsenal scoring. I only saw Manchester City growing more and more and more. And Pep said it. He knew they'll start well, but they grew into the game, took their time, and the quality shined through with Arsenal in the end, with Manchester City in the end. And Arsenal just never looked like scoring. It was a bit of a disappointment.